So, this is it. The end of my love-hate relationship with the Dreame X50 Ultra Complete. And I'm not going to lie to you, I did not expect it to end the way it did. Somewhere during this test, I ran into a defect. I couldn't finish my test, and I ended up making a decision about the machine that I genuinely didn't see coming when I first unboxed it. While Charlie is testing out her new cloaking ability, I'm going to take you on a ride with the Dreame X50 Ultra Complete. I am not going to do the full unboxing again. If you want a detailed walkthrough of the box and a complete spec overview, go check out my first impressions video. I'll link it up in the description. But let me quickly remind you why this thing makes such a strong first impression. Because what you get in the box is honestly not normal. Multiple mop pads, an extra dual brush, several HEPA filters, dust bags, multiple side brushes, and a big bottle of detergent. You won't have to buy a single accessory for a very long time, and that adds a lot of value to this device. On paper, this thing is a monster. 20,000 pascals of suction, a 3D structured light sensor with 2 crossing laser lines, combined with an AI camera that is supposed to actually recognize what it's looking at. Dreame's ProLeap system for climbing thresholds, and a base station that does the full automatic routine, emptying the dustbin, washing the mop pads with hot water, drying them, and refilling water and detergent. So that's the promise. Now let's look at the reality. A quick but important word on the AI settings, because this machine has a whole stack of them. There's the AI obstacle detection itself, and then a set of lab functions sitting on top of it. You got dynamic obstacle cleaning, large particle boost, and stain detection. Every one of them changes how the robot behaves, and some of them by a lot. My plan of this full review was to go even deeper than usual and isolate each of those settings across all of my tests. The pickup, the stain removal, all of it, so I could show you exactly what each function adds and what it breaks. Unfortunately, the defect I'll get to later cut that short. So I never got to run all those combinations the way I wanted to. So almost everything you see is running with all the AI switched on. Not the perfectly tuned version, but the version most people actually use when they unbox it and turn everything on, because, well, that's exactly what I will do. This is the full AI experience. So let's see how that smart brain handles a real mess. I already did a full separate obstacle course on this machine, 3 runs with every configuration. So I'll keep it short, and here is the link to the complete video for you. The short version is, when it works, the object recognition is genuinely impressive. It spots the socks, cables, fake pet waste, Lego-sized figures, and it even tagged Charlie correctly as a pet. But with all the AI and dynamic obstacle cleaning on, it also did things I couldn't explain. It drove what looked like a completely random route. My best guess is that with everything switched on, it actually struggles to remember where it has and hasn't cleaned yet. So it just keeps wandering around, seemingly without a goal. At one point, it literally started spinning in circles in front of the white phone charger. And when it goes under the chair with slanted legs, it struggles to go back out and drags the chair across the floor with it. So for a machine in this price, with every smart function switched on, that is not what I expected. So here's the setting I will actually recommend. Keep AI obstacle detection on, because that is what gives you the clever stuff, the cable, the socks, and the pet recognition. But switch dynamic obstacle cleaning off and experiment with the larger particle boost and stain detection. With those off and the AI detection on, it stops wandering and it becomes the more calm and reliable robot that you actually want. The large particle boost does have an upside that I will show you in a minute, but across everything else it caused more problems than it solved. So for a predictable machine, those settings off is the safer call. And whatever you do, do not switch everything off. With all the AI turned off, it just drives straight over the fake poop and the Lego-sized figures, like they aren't even there. Monster truck madness. So the AI detection itself is clearly doing real work. It's those extra functions stacked on top of it that send it off the rails. That love-hate feeling from the obstacle test, it carried straight into the rest of my testing. Before we go sideways, let me give this machine the credit where it deserves, because on hard floors the pickup is genuinely good. It clears the debris and my floors actually feel clean after a run. No complaints there. When the large particle boost kicks in on a hard floor, the side brush actually slows down. And because it spins slower, it flings way less dirt out into the room. So instead of scattering debris everywhere, it keeps the mess contained and feeds it towards the suction inlet. I do have one gripe though. And this is just my opinion. The side brush stays a little too short in the corner. It doesn't stay long enough into the corner itself, so it unfortunately doesn't get everything right in there. The X50 just falls a touch short of that. The slower spinning is great, but it should keep its side brush longer in the corner. Okay, here's where things really started to turn. I put it on my carpet with a proper mix of debris, hair, rice, wool and popcorn kernels. The exact kind I have run on every device on this channel. And I genuinely don't know what this machine was doing. Watch this. Instead of picking the rice and popcorn kernels up, it flung them in every direction. It made an absolute mess. The larger particle boost kicked in, you can hear it ramp up, but I have no idea what it was trying to do. It wasn't cleaning, it was scattering. And there's the strange part, it looks like it mostly did it with the main brush. This robot was making the mess worse. It was scattering everything in every corner and even under my doormat. And then in the middle of the run, I got an error message. Honestly, I couldn't even make out what it was saying due to the carpet or large particle boost, so I went to check out what's going on. And this is what I found. The hair was wrapped tightly around the brush. And I mean tightly, really wound on there. Now this surprised me, because the X50 has Dreame's dual brush, the dual brush detangling system. I genuinely thought that double brush setup was superior to the tri-cut brush you find on something like the L50 Ultra AE. But here's the honest truth. I ran the L50 Ultra AE with its tri-cut brush for more than a month and had zero tangled hair. And most of the big reviewers out there seem really happy with the anti-tangle performance on this exact machine, which makes my experience even harder to explain. So I thought maybe this was a fluke, so I pulled the hair out, laid down fresh hair and ran it again. Same thing, wrapped tight around the brush again. And before you ask, yes, I use real hair. I got a household with 3 ladies in it, and I saved their hair after they brush it. I know, weird, and a little bit creepy, but everything for science, right? Okay, the point is, this is real hair. The exact thing this robot is going to meet in a real home. And the supposedly superior brush couldn't handle it. I don't know why it happened to me when other people aren't running into this, but I can only show you what happened on my own floor. While I was already in there, I figured I'd check the dustbin, and when I pulled out the filter, it was clogged, packed with dust. Now, if you watched my first impressions, you remember I flagged exactly this. The X50 doesn't have a mesh screen between the dustbin and the HEPA filter, so bigger chunks of dirt and hair can hit that filter and clog it up. I said back then that a device this premium, I expected that to be solved. Well, here's the receipt. And here's the part that really gets me. I never had this problem with the Dreame L50 Ultra AE or the Xiaomi Robot Vacuum 5. They also don't have a mesh screen protecting the filter. I tried to fix it, I let it empty through the base station once and the filter was still clogged. So I knocked the dust loose, vacuumed the filter out with my stick vacuum and went back to testing again. And then later, when I opened the dustbin again, there it was. Dust packed into the filter again. I couldn't place how, what, or why it kept happening. And just like with the hair in the brush, this isn't something I've heard from a single big reviewer. That doesn't sit right with me. But I'm not going to pretend I didn't see it. And now let's talk mopping, because here I want to be fair. It's not all bad. On the black vinyl floor, the water distribution looks great. Nice and even. And in mopping only mode, this thing is seriously quiet and it moves really smoothly. Credit where it's due, that part was lovely. Then I moved to the white flooring with the ketchup stain and the jam stain. And here's where we go again. I sent it off on Clean Genius mode toward the kitchen, basically telling it, you figure it out, use that AI brain of yours. And I have no idea what it decided to do. First, it reads the stain as large particles and tries to vacuum them up. So then I put it into mop only mode and watch this part. It's like it thinks the stain is a threshold or something with the white floor, it thinks it's a threshold. It almost looks like it wants to dive face first straight into the jam and ketchup. It was strange, and whatever I tried, I couldn't get it to actually clean those stains the way it should. And then came the moment that ended all of this. After that mopping run, I sent it back to the dock and asked it to wash its mop pads. A completely normal thing. I wanted to turn off some features and send it back out again, but instead of cleaning the mop pads, the water and detergent came pouring out everywhere. The system was broke. And that was it. I couldn't continue my tests with this unit. So, with genuine pain in my heart, I had to stop this test period early. I did not get to finish everything I wanted to show you, and that frustrates me, because I always want to give you the full picture. So where does that leave the Dreame X50 Ultra Complete, and where does that leave us? Let me be clear about something first. This machine is not bad. The hardware is genuinely capable. I saw flashes of brilliance, especially in the object recognition. And what you get in the box is fantastic value. On paper and in its best moments, this is a very impressive robot. But here's my honest takeaway. Across this whole test period, this device also surprised me in a not positive way far too often as well. It was erratic, it was unpredictable, it reacted strangely in different situations, the scattering, the tangled brush, the clogged filter, the face-first dive into the jam and the ketchup, and finally, the defect at the dock. And when I had to decide what to do with this faulty unit, I realized something. I wasn't convinced enough by this machine to want to trade it in for a fresh one and start all over again. So I didn't exchange it. I returned it and I decided to look elsewhere. And that's exactly where the next chapter of this channel begins. Instead of another X50, I bought the Mova Mobius 60. I'm genuinely curious whether it behaves differently, whether it's more stable, more predictable, more trustworthy in daily use. So if you want to see whether this Mova fixes the things that drove me crazy, make sure you are subscribed, because that review is coming out next. And a big thank you, as always, to my friends at robostofzuigers.nl, who have supported this channel from the very start. If you're in the Netherlands or Belgium, check out their website through the link in the description for whatever device fits your home best. The Dreame X50 Ultra Complete had moments where it amazed me, but it just couldn't convince me to trust it enough. And in the end, that unpredictability is what made me move on. Thanks so much for watching. I hopefully see you with the next one. Peace out. Boah, dat ging moeilijk, jongen. En met die 40 graden, ik het warm.
Wauw.